next thing was that non-medical people like center managers and clinic assistants, the entry-level staff, were going to be trained to do transvaginal ultrasounds. And ladies, if you've had one of those, you know that you don't want the receptionist doing that, right? Men think prostate check. You don't want the lady that schedules your appointment to do that. You want a doctor doing that. So that's how Planned Parenthood is. They were going to train us in one day, and we would be certified by Planned Parenthood to do those. And I voiced concerns about it. I thought that was a bad idea. I wanted to know if they were going to notify the doctors in all the communities where they were going to be doing that. They said, no, absolutely not. We want to establish a standard of care of 500 to 1,000 before anyone finds out. So the more I spoke up, the more I knew that my days there were numbered, if you know what I mean. And so I was getting closer to the Lord in my personal life. I'd been in a large denominational church, and when this whole thing was going to happen with the abortions happening in Storm Lake, the pastor at that church said, can I come down and escort the women in? And I was like, aren't you supposed to be on the other side of this? Should you be pro-life? And so I ended up leaving that church, and I was listening to Christian radio all the time, and it really saved my life, I think. You know, God was just working on me. So when I finally got fired, I wasn't nervous about it. I thought, if you have to get fired from someplace, this is a good place to be fired from. So I wasn't too upset about it, but I had decided that I wasn't going to have anything to do with abortion anymore. I had told Iowa Right to Life that they were doing this new kind of abortion, and I thought somehow that vindicated me, that they would fix it, and I was done. And so that worked really well for 2 years. And I wouldn't even drive down the street where I used to work because I knew they were doing abortions there, now these chemical abortions. Warren Buffett was the guy that bought all this expensive equipment, you know, with a plan to have an abortion. He's from Omaha, yep, and he's really close with Planned Parenthood. And so his plan was to have an abortion facility on every corner in every town in America. And he's more than happy to pay for it. Abortion is green. That's what they say. Abortion is so green because we have too many people and not enough resources. But it's the same mentality that makes it so they can stand over there and do what they do and not realize really what they're doing. It's a hardness of heart. And I get it because I had it. And I was never one of the really angry ones that was radical and yelling and screaming, but I had that arrogance, just that hardness of heart, and it's a process to get out of there and to get rid of it. But I finally got fired, and I just felt this uneasiness in my spirit, and I didn't really know what it was, but I knew God was calling me to do something about it. And I finally was like, Lord, I don't know what you want me to do. And 40 Days for Life was what he was calling me to do in front of the place that I used to work. And I was like, you are kidding, right? You know? I thought, oh, well, I don't want to do that. Because here is a small town. So if you think rural Iowa, I mean, very small town. Everybody knows everybody. And I've worked at Planned Parenthood all those years. And been through all the controversies. I've defended Planned Parenthood publicly so many times. And now here I was signing up to lead the fall 2011 40 Days for Life Vigil. And I was absolutely terrified. But we were leading up to it, and I had no idea what I was doing. The thought of standing out in front of where I used to work was just more than I could bear. And we had a kickoff rally the night before, kind of like this, and people came, and I was amazed. We had 75 people, which is a huge crowd for Storm Lake, Iowa, but I had a hat and sunglasses on because I was hoping to stay under the radar. You know, I didn't want anybody to really know it was me. And that didn't work, of course, but I have 5 kids, and my youngest one is now 9, but when we did that, she was little and in a stroller. And so Zoe and I went down there that morning, and I was like, Lord, it's chilly. I'm just going to pray from inside my car. And when I say chilly, I know you guys think this is chilly.
Yeah.
This isn't chilly. It was, I shared this last night, it was 18 degrees below zero the morning before I left. So that's that's chilling. This is actually very nice. But anyway, we got down there, and I didn't want to get out of my car because I thought it's fine if I pray inside my car or in my bathroom or my kitchen or whatever. Right, God? I was kind of bargaining with him, and he said, get out. You know, people need to see you. And of course, my former co-workers were very angry. But over those 40 days that Zoe and I were down there, we were there almost every day. Some of my former patients that knew me well would come and they'd glance at me and kind of do a double take. What are you doing? And I'd say, did you know they're doing abortions here now? And a lot of those women would turn around and leave.
Yay.
And because I've been in there, they needed to see my face outside. And so it made a difference. And we had challenges with different churches, like this church and this church and this church. They didn't want to pray together, you know, all of that stuff. And God healed all that. Everybody came together, and it was a miracle. Everybody could pray their own way, but they would pray together in the scriptures. And what a blessing that was. And we were there 40 days, 12 hours a day. And I would have, if somebody would have said, will this happen? And I'm not a betting person, but I would have bet anything that would not happen in a storm like Iowa. But it did. And at the end of 40 days, we had been there all 12 hours every day. So then once again, I thought, I'm really done. You know, this is it. I'm done because I've done what God called me to do. And 2 months later, Planned Parenthood announced that it was closing its Storm Lake facility.
Yay.
I know. Yay, praise God. But I could not believe that they were closing. In 2008, I had signed a 15-year lease as an agent of Planned Parenthood, smartly thinking, this is job security. I'm going to be here through 2023, was what I thought. And then to think that they closed March 1st of 2012 and had to pay off that lease.
Yay.
Was more than I could just imagine. And I kept saying, I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. And my pastor finally calls me aside and goes, Sue, you got to quit saying that because you're kind of negating everything we prayed for, you know? So I was like, okay, I'm sorry, but I just can't believe it. So it was the first of 21 Planned Parenthoods in Iowa that had closed. We were up to 29 at one time, which is more per capita than any other state. I mean, Iowa has more hogs than we do people. You know, there's just not that many people there. No one needs any Planned Parenthood facilities, but to have 29 in a small state like that, so 21 have closed, and we were also the 21st abortion facility that's closed during or after a 40 Days for Life vigil outside. So yes, praise God. It was an amazing answer to prayer and a huge blessing, because my goal was just to let people know about what abortions because they were doing it there, and to get the word out about that. And here God not only closed the facility, but He's closed 21. We're down to 8. And all of them either have had 40 Days for Life in the past year or having one this year. So I know it's an amazing answer to prayer.
The Lord is amazing.
And now, praise God, I work for 40 Days for Life. And I've been a big fan of theirs because I know that prayer and fasting works. I saw it work. And at the end of my 40 days, standing there in front of Planned Parenthood, I was so close to the Lord. And you know, it's easy to say a quick prayer and talk to God, and you know, you're in your car and Lord bless my family, and do the little, 2-minute thing. But that extended one-on-one time with God, I don't have time, unless I'm traveling far, and then you get distracted by, I need to turn. But when you're here, there's nothing else. There's you and God. And we can pray for those people, those poor misguided people that need prayer more than anybody else. When I first came out of Planned Parenthood, Abby Johnson invited me to a healing retreat. And Father Frank Pavone was there. And I thought we were going to talk about strategies for life issues. That's what I was thinking this little meeting was. It was like a weekend thing. And I got there and the chairs were in a circle and they had Kleenexes. And I thought, what are we going to do here? And it was all about coming out of the abortion industry and finding healing. And it's a process. It's a long process. But, the enemy here is not Planned Parenthood. It's not the angry people that yell. It's not the women going in or the angry people driving by or those who threaten us. This is a spiritual battle that's raging in the heavenlies. And it's good that we can't see it because I think it's got to be pretty scary right
Satan's in a
now.
headlock right now.
Yeah, the enemy does not like the prayer that happens here and the prayer that happens all around the world in front of abortion facilities, because this is kind of his playground. I mean, where else can you see innocent lives being snuffed out? There's no place else. And there's no greater call to Christians than be out here. I love to speak to churches and say, you cannot sit in the pew on Sunday and think you're all good if you're not out doing stuff during the week. And I don't say it to be judgmental, but I want those that are comfortable and complacent to get out and go and speak up. Because I was one of them. And I like to joke that my box was little, tiny. I lived in a safe little box, and I didn't like public speaking. I just wanted to have a normal job and raise my kids. And to think that I do this now, the people at home that have known me all my life, because I was born and raised in the same town, they've known me all my life, and they see me doing this and they just shake their heads. They're like, oh my goodness. To think that God can use someone like me. So it's amazing. And I tell you that because you don't have to work in there or do the stupid mistakes that I've made in my life to have a witness and to save lives, because every time you're out here, you are saving lives and changing lives. And I don't want to go on too long because I know Mayra's going to speak, but my boss, Sean Carney, if you saw him plan, he's the guy that stood outside the gate for 8 years and prayed for Abby. And I always think, what if Sean and Mary Lisa would have quit at 7 years? And said, this isn't working, we're not seeing any fruits of our labor. But Sean is my boss now. This is his latest book. It's kind of a little 40 days devotional. I have just a couple copies left, but it's $10. But one of the stories, I haven't read the whole thing yet, but one of the stories in here is Sean is at a speaking event, like a banquet. And he traveled all day to get there, and he was tired and ready to go to his room. And he talked to all the people that wanted to talk with him, and he was headed towards the door, and he saw this lady making a beeline towards him. And so Sean is a fantastic guy. He's very gracious and kind. He stops to visit with her, and this gal says something about the very first 40 days for life at the Bryan College Station Planned Parenthood. So Sean is immediately looking at her thinking, I don't really remember your face. What's your name? So he could try to figure out which person she was praying, when she was praying and all that. She goes, well, I wasn't outside. I had an abortion appointment. And Sean was like, and she said, I went in to get my abortion, and I saw you outside. And I got back there, I couldn't do it. So I turned around, I was in tears, I left. And that was the young man was a teenager now, and he said, would you like to meet the baby that you helped save? And so she had seen that Sean was going to be in town, brought her son so that Sean could meet him. And it's stuff like that. Sean had no idea that there was a woman that had gone in for an abortion and then turned around and left. But that happens here. So when you're standing here, you're standing over there, and you've got your great little signs, you're just praying, I saw somebody over there on their knees on these rocks praying. That is making an eternal difference. And don't give up. 40 Days for Life this fall has 507 locations all around the world. So when you're out here, you are in very good company. And it's every faith background, it's all over the world, 63 countries. We've had over 1 million volunteers. So it's a grassroots movement that's really saving lives. We're going to hit 17,000 babies saved this year. And those are the only the ones that we know about. There's many more that aren't aborted that we don't count. So I just want to tell you, thanks for being out here. Go to 40daysforlife.com/Glendale, and you can look at the schedule. Tammy puts all that in there so that you can go and sign up for hours, and that way she knows that somebody's going to be here during that time. It's always great to just stop by, but it really helps her to know when you're going to be here. So anyway, thank you so much for coming out. Don't give up. God bless.